Saturday, November 1st, 2025, part 3 of 4. The officer I spoke with from the Special Victims Unit gave me a hard time. She said there were no marks on F and that I didn't see it myself. She told me that maybe I should invite Tiffany to the watches so she wouldn't have a reason to fight him. In other words, do what the abuser wants so she doesn't abuse again. This is coming from an official police officer of my local city. Then from the Special Victims Unit. Then she said it's normal for parents to put their hands on kids. She even asked how I discipline my children, a loaded question now that discipline has been redefined to mean harm. I told her if he did something wrong and he didn't, I'd wait and talk to him about it later, about the man he wants to be in life. If he didn't do anything wrong, I wouldn't make an issue out of nothing. It felt like she was trying to get me to take responsibility for Tiffany, like she wanted me to internalize the blame so she could dismiss the rest. I said directly, I'm not the one who laid hands on F. I'm not the one who scared him into a panic. I explained that I've invited Tiffany to the watches multiple times, before and after the court required it. What she wants isn't communication with the kids, it's access. She wants to see my location, and she stalked me before. The officer said, this is about the children. I told her it isn't. If it were, she wouldn't be fighting them for the watches. She wouldn't reject the invites. She wouldn't reopen matters already settled with the attorneys and the judge. She'd leave them alone. She didn't have much to say after that. Eventually, she told me to go back to the officer I started with to file a report. Before I left, I told her this wasn't new behavior, that Tiffany abused me for 10 years. I said that in the last month of the last year, she strangled F by his neck, dragging him up the stairs. She admitted that in court. That's why a restraining order was issued for me and the kids. After a year, monitored visitations started. She acted like a good mom. Then unmonitored visits began. She abused G for 6 months. Now he won't go. Then 50-50 started, and now she's fighting F for his watch. I told her I used to think documentation wasn't necessary, that we'd handle it later in court, as my attorney said. But later never came. We settled. DCF ignored what I sent before, and Tiffany played nice for a while, so they closed it. This is domestic violence, I said, and I want to file a domestic violence report.